Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey 2 is is here. Great. Not wanting to live in the shadows any longer, Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Owl, and Tigger take their fight to the town of Ashdown, leaving a bloody trail of death and mayhem in their wake. I guess, I, I guess, I guess, at least it's better than the first, but that's not saying really much. That's not really a high bar to jump over. It's actually quite low. It's in the fucking mud where the first one is. And if you can't jump over that one, then there's a problem. There's clearly a fan base for this film out for these movies out there. Like the first one made $1 million at the box office when I didn't even think it would make it that. I didn't even know this movie. The first one had a budget of $100,000. So I mean, it makes sense. I guess it looked like one, but it made $1 million at the box office. Like, all right, yeah. So there's enough people out there that was at least interested in seeing it, and maybe a lot of people that really enjoyed it and saw it multiple times. That was not me. I saw it the one time, didn't give a shit about it. Now I'm here spending more money. I paid to watch both of those of these films, and I paid money to see this one. I guess the suits look better. I don't know. They upgraded the suits, so there's not really any continuity. I guess like there's so well there's a lot of continuity errors in this film, and we'll get into it. But from comparable, I guess, from the looks of Winnie the Pooh in this one and the Winnie the Pooh in the previous one, this one looks slightly scarier. It looks less like a man wearing a mask, but even though there's times where it does. The first couple of minutes where you get close-up shots of Winnie the Pooh, I'm like, okay, that's fucking terrifying because like you see his mouth open and like I guess like he has the sharp teeth and everything. And I'm like, okay, that looks pretty creepy. I'm like, all right, you have me interested, movie. Where are we going with this? Let's have some fun. And next, the first few kills were fun, I guess. You had these like girls who were out in like camping in this RV, and next thing you know, they're trying to speak to the people of the previous film that are dead with this Ouija board, and they get axed off. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fun, I guess. That's a little bit better. I was having fun with the kills, and you have Al, you have Tigger getting involved in this film. Tigger a little bit more towards the end. Tigger isn't in it that much, but Al has a big factor into the film. The problem with the kills in this movie, you cannot see a damn fucking thing. There's like half the kills are in the fucking dark, and I guarantee it's put in the reason why they do that is to hide the bad special effects in this fucking movie. Basically, after that opening, the movie immediately falls like into this freaking puddle of shit that it is. And like, I don't, what the fuck was this? What were we, what was even the point of this film? What was even the point of the first one, actually? Because a lot of the stuff, not just talking about the suits or anything, I'm talking like they retcon a lot of fucking stuff that's from the first one. First of all, they don't ever actually really talk about the situation of the first one. They just basically like hand wave like, oh, there's this half that believes what's Christopher, I forgot the fucking character's name. Christopher, they believe about Christopher and his story. And next there's this other half that believe that Christopher killed these people. But it's like, okay, wait. So there's people that believe Christopher about Winnie the Pooh when he was the only one that knew about Winnie the Pooh, really, and because he was friends with Winnie the Pooh, and but he left Winnie the Pooh for years. I'm I'm so confused why there would be anyone to believe in this guy saying that there's this pig, this human pig going around killing people. That I don't buy. Like, I buy that there would be like people skeptical about this, but like yeah, no, you're crazy. We're gonna lock you up. And so that I buy. I bought, like, there be of that type of stuff. But people believe in it. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why would you believe in it? This makes no sense. What also doesn't make any sense is, Christopher doesn't seem like he is affected that much of what happened in the previous film, even though he wasn't really in it that much in the previous film. But his fiance, his wife, got fucking murdered, and they don't ever bring her up in this film. And they introduce a new love interest somewhat in this film. It's like, then a couple months ago, I'm pretty sure of what in this film is taking place is a couple months after the previous one. Your fiance, your wife, got brutally murdered by this thing. You're not really traumatized by it, but you're traumatized by a past thing that had happened with like a brother that you had that was never mentioned in the previous film, and that's what we're really focusing on in this film than kills or anything like Winnie the Pooh killing people. Now Winnie the Pooh does go around killing people. Like the first part of the film, like I said, the first opening, a lot of fun, had the kills, and it's sprinkled slightly throughout the film of Winnie the Pooh going around killing people in the town. And next towards the end is where like the massacre has happened, where Winnie the Pooh is killing everybody in this freaking town. But the majority of the film is focusing on this fucking dude and his trauma with his brother, and he goes to a sidekick to re-put the pieces together to find out what happened to his brother because his brother got kidnapped. It feels like I'm just describing Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm not. But that just tells you how much of a big fucking trope that this fucking subplot is, and that Five Nights at Freddy's is not fucking good. That just says it right there. That this is just a very big fucking trope, and every fucking horror film uses it apparently now these days. They even have the moment in this film where they literally have dream sequences of him living through the same fucking dream to figure out the guy's face that kidnapped his brother. This movie focuses on this subplot, and it's the most boring ass shit. And it doesn't make any sense towards the end how they fucking connect it, completely fucking retconning the previous film that they had, making the first film pointless. And they also use the first film in this film as like a stab type of thing. You see somebody watching it on a TV at some point in the film, and it's literally just the first film. Like they literally just stripped scenes from the first one, put it in here. They didn't try anything new with it. They didn't take out actors, replace them. Basically, like, hey, this is like a spoof of itself type of deal. Like like in Scream with the Stab universe, where they got some other people to play Cindy and all that. It's literally just the fucking movie. So it's like, okay, so it knows it's so this universe knows that it's in a movie, so it doesn't make any sense when they come out and say that Christopher went around killing those people. So it's like, wait, why would they make a movie about Winnie the Pooh killing people when most people don't believe in Christopher's story? So why would they make a story about Winnie the Pooh going around killing these people? They would make a movie about Christopher killing these people. Like, you could at least done something like that, something a little bit more clever. But no, this movie isn't fucking clever or anything or any way. And this also makes it even more confusing. The girl, the love interest, sees this movie and goes like, this is all a lie, right? And it's like, this is not actually what happened. And she's the one that believes in Christopher's story. So it doesn't make any sense for her character to say like, yeah, this movie that you're watching right now did not actually happen. Everything in this movie feels fucking rushed. Like coming down to the editing, coming down to the acting, coming down to how how everything comes together in this film feels rushed because they're trying to push out so many films that are coming out this year for their fucking Winnie the Pooh universe, whatever they're gonna do, try to do their own Avengers type of deal film that's supposed to come out in 2025. Because they also come out and talk about the film and other films that they're working on before this movie actually starts, and they say like, oh, they're really excited, and they act so serious about it. It was honestly really funny to watch this, and I get that they have a passion for something, but it doesn't mean you're good at it. You can have a passion for baseball, but doesn't mean you can fucking get on base. There's a lot of issues wrong with this film and what they're trying to do. They have interesting ideas, but they don't actually execute anything that's interesting. They don't play with the idea of Winnie the Pooh, of this being like a Winnie the Pooh. So they don't use any of the catchphrases or anything. It just seems like they're taking the IPs that are now available for anyone to use and just put it in a movie and just say like, yeah, that's Winnie the Pooh, even though he just looks like a dude in a mask, and they don't try to make Winnie the Pooh seem scary or anything. Like they don't try, like they literally don't try any of that. Winnie the Pooh half the time kills people with human axes or human axes with human weapons, and like it's like how is this fun? And again, you can't even see anything in the film, and whenever you do have a chance to see something, it's for a split second because they immediately cut away from it, or you have these fucking plot holes in the film where a character's being chased, and they cut away and they never cut back to it, or you don't see that like anything, the aftermath of what happened there. It's like, oh, okay, so Winnie the Pooh or Al just gave up on that person. It's like, oh, it's whatever. You deserve to live. I'm gonna give Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 an F. I did, even though that I do think that this one is better than the first one. That's not really saying much. I can't give this anything a higher grade because it doesn't try anything interesting. It doesn't have fun with itself. It doesn't use any of the characters' catchphrases. Like, yes, that technically can be a nitpick, but you're calling them by the characters of what they are meant to be, just a different version of them. So utilize the catchphrases, utilize the IPs that you are using that are free given. You don't have to pay anyone for this because they're free to use at this point. And but they don't have enough time to think of clever ways to use these characters because they're too busy trying to put a fucking Avengers or Conjuring whatever universe together. Unfortunately, I will have to go see those films. The only ones that kind of somewhat interest me is Bambi, because Bambi actually looks like a fucking monster. They showed off like a little trailer clip, which wasn't really a trailer clip, which was mostly stupid. But when Bambi showed up, I'm like, okay, that looks fucking scary. And maybe Pinocchio might be interesting. They're getting the original guy that did Chucky, like Child's Play, to design the sculpture of uh, Pinocchio in that film, I guess. And the way that they describe it could be interesting, but it's just about execution. But I don't know how they're going to execute the other ones because they also want to make Peter Pan a horror film. I'm like, how are you going to make Peter Pan scary? Like, okay. And hopefully they improve. But with this rate, I don't even think they have enough time to look at these reviews that people are putting out to make improvements, because I think two of them are in pre-production. Like, I guarantee they might have had somewhat time with the first one to improve with the second one, because they probably heard everyone's feedbacks that did not mostly like it because it was mostly fucking dark and they had stupid characters and they didn't show off Winnie the Pooh that much, and they might have integrated that into this one. But I guarantee the problems that we have with this film, where it's like too fucking dark to see shit, stupid ass subplots that make no fucking sense, and that just retcons the previous film that they put out, and it feels too fucking rushed. They're not gonna understand. They're not gonna know what to do better next time. Like, you can have a fucking passion for something, like I said. And by the way, my audio got cut out, so I'm redoing the second half of the review again. So I don't remember if I said this already, but you can be a passion for a sport, but it doesn't mean you're good at it. And so that's why it's important to take feedback to get better at it. Like, I get feedback all the time. I had a friend earlier who gave me feedback on a review that feels a little bit choppy, and I'm going to try to utilize that in the next review. And now we live in a day where whenever you criticize something, people think that's bad. Criticizing people is bad, apparently. No, if we don't criticize, everything's going to be the fucking same, and we're going to keep the same fucking shit. So, yeah. Anyway, this turned into like a 30-minute rant. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys for very much for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.